him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-macabre, it's time for the only news that matters, and Judas Priest has released a second song from their upcoming album, Invincible Shield, and the song is called Trial by Fire, and I don't like it, and I didn't like Panic Attack either. This is starting to frighten me. I'm really hoping the rest of the album's good, but man, for me, I'm hearing these songs and I'm like, this is the best you can offer us now. Like, goddamn, why didn't you tease us with some good songs? Which I'm hoping the album has. See, I'm a huge fan of Firepower. I love Firepower, but I remember, and a lot of people won't agree with me. I understand that part. But I remember the first thing I heard from Firepower was the title track, Firepower, and I didn't like it. But then the second single, I think it was Lightning Strikes, I loved. And I do love that album. I'm not a fan of Firepower. I'm sorry. It's one of those songs that just sounds like other Priest songs. And I say the same thing about Trial by Fire. I've heard this before. And the beginning of it is like what they did on Victim of Changes and Judas Rising. You know, the little intro where it fades in the two guitar attack, and I'm like, I've heard you do this before, and those songs I loved, especially Victim of Change, my all-time favorite Judas Priest song. But man, these two songs, I'm not feeling it, so I hope the rest of the album is better. I like KK's Priest more. I thought the first two KK Priest albums are awesome. Yeah, they're metal and cheesy, but I love metal and cheesy. Hell yeah, Man-O-War. I love stuff like that, and I think it just smokes very metal, and you know, it's just, it's more my alley than Judas Priest doing these songs that just sound like songs that were done better by them in the past, so I don't know. And the whole Judas Priest thing drives me nuts. It's just not Judas Priest without KK and Glenn. I mean, damn, it's weird to have none of them up on stage anymore. Now, yeah, the last time I saw Priest was without Glenn, and it was a great show because it was a great set list of deep tracks. But seriously, I left that show and I said, man, that was awesome. That set list, Rob Halford's solo band featuring Ian Hill just played. Because that wasn't Judas Priest. I'm sorry, you can't convince me. This is Judas Priest. This is a Rob Halford solo band with Ian Hill. That's what it is to me. It's not genuine Judas Priest. And when I look at Judas Priest now up on stage, it's like, no, this ain't Judas Priest. It's not Judas Priest without Glenn Tipton and KK Downing. For me, I'm not talking for anybody out there, but for me, that is Judas Priest to me. You have to have Glenn Tipton, Rob Halford, and KK Downing. All three of them. Be nice to have Les Binks in there too. It just saddens me because, man, I've been into this band since 1979. I have not missed a tour. They came to South Florida since Screaming for Vengeance. I've been to all of them. You name it. Turbo, the Jugulator, Demolition, any damn show. Starting from this last one, Firepower. I saw 2 Firepower shows. And they were both great, but it wasn't Judas Priest to me, man. And it's just sad to go see them when there's no Glenn and there's no KK. Now, the last time I saw them, yes, Glenn came out at the end and did Living After Midnight and Breaking the Law. And, you know, he's working on this new album. But, man, it makes me wonder, you know, how much is he actually playing on it, you know? To me, it's probably he's giving ideas. But you're not going to hear the killer, shredding Glenn Tipton from back in the day. You know, there's no way he can play something like Painkiller or Free Will Burning, you know, all this stuff. So I can't picture him shredding on that new Judas Priest album. And still, there's no KK there. I wouldn't accept Judas Priest with KK without Glenn, and vice versa. It's got to be both of them. But since it's impossible for Glenn to do it, yes, I know KK left the band. Yes, I know KK has said so much stuff to the press for them not to take him back. But man, it's still lame to me that at least have KK up there. You know, it'd be a little closer. You know, KK Downing and Richie Faulkner would make an awesome guitar duo. It still won't be Judas Priest without Glenn Tipton, though. But still, it would be much better if KK was up there. But honestly, KK has said many times he wants back in Priest. But I kind of don't believe him. Because he keeps with this narrative how they're wrong and this and that. And then when he finally did play with them at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, he didn't go close to them. Richie Faulkner was a class act, you know, backstage, even went up to him. And they looked like they were getting along on stage when they were playing. It looked cool as hell. KK and Richie Faulkner kicking ass up on stage. That looked awesome. But there's a lot of bad blood there, and I know majorly has to do with their manager, Jane Andrews. She's the main culprit here. KK badmouther, and she runs the show. She obviously runs the show. You know, it's a shame when managers run the show, when you know they're doing stuff that us hardcores don't like. You know, it was like that situation with Black Sabbath back in 2011, where, you know, later on we found out Bill Ward said, you know, Sharon Osbourne never liked me. So she was trying to screw him. She didn't care if he was going to leave or not. You know, it didn't matter to her because, you know, at the end of the day, as much as I hate to say it, Black Sabbath can still make a lot of money out there without Bill Ward. Not my money, but I'm just saying. It's the same deal with Judas Priest. The management sees Judas Priest saying, you know, if we bring KK back, it's not really going to, you know, boost sales or anything. It's not like when Rob Hoffer was gone, because singers are more important to bands for the mass, you know, the masses. So, whatever, man. It's sad, but hey, at least I got to see Judas Priest. The great Judas Priest with KK and Glenn and Halford center stage, kicking ass to the Ripper and the Sinner, and fucking screaming for vengeance, Devil's Child, Bloodstone, all of that. Hell yeah, I got to see it. The real deal. Now, it's the Rob Halford solo band, which is cool. I'll go see it. You know? I'm telling you, man, when Judas Priest goes to tour again, I'll take a look. I hope they're not going to open the tour down here, because I want to see that set list before they come down there. Because if they don't play anything deep or none, I won't go see the Rob Halford solo band. I want to see the Rob Halford solo band go up there and play stuff like Island of Domination and Hero's End, some real deep tracks that I've never ever seen them before. Oh man, I would be the first one to buy a ticket to the Rob Halford solo band, aka Judas Priest. Anyway, that's it. Not digging the 2 new songs, hoping the rest of the album's better. What do you all think? You like it? Leave it in the comments below. You hate it? Leave it in the comments below. If you don't care if KK and Glenn are up on stage and calling the band Judas Priest, Leave it in the comments below, you doofus. Just kidding. Maybe. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Ring that little notification bell. Like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty, listen to Black Sabbath, and smack 'em a cup.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.